When it comes to living life, there's a lot to overthink, but I don't ever have to overthink my water. I've been drinking Smart Water for years and truly love its pure, crisp taste. It's vapor distilled through a process inspired by clouds. I love chic branding, and Smart Water's sleek bottle shape makes it the perfect accessory for any day bag, workout tote, or backpack. Smart Water is the smart way to hydrate no matter what you have going on in your life. Life is full of choices. Smart Water is a simple one. Visit drinksmartwater.com to learn more.
Hear that? Yeah, that's the sound of you relaxing, because now you're managing diabetes with the Freestyle Libre 3 system. You get to know your glucose levels and where it's headed. Manage your diabetes with more confidence with the Freestyle Libre 3 system. Ready to learn more about the #1 prescribed CGM in the U.S.? Visit freestylelibre.us to learn more. Based on retail sales data for patients' last filled prescription by manufacturer. Refer to the FLAIR NL4 study published in BMJ Open Diabetes Research and Care 2019. Safety info found at freestylelibre.us.
This is Dr. Laurie Santos from the Happiness Lab. Many people have questions about how to improve levels of happiness. Living a healthy lifestyle is one sure way of increasing happiness. And a good place to start is with your oral health. Just a few small changes to your oral care routine, such as changing your toothpaste to Colgate Total, can lead to beneficial changes in your oral health. Colgate Total helps stop oral health problems like gingivitis and cavities before they start, because preventing oral health problems is a lot easier than treating them. Be dentist ready and get Colgate Total at shop.colgate.com/total.
Hi, everyone. I'm Rachel Zoe, and you are listening to Works for Us, where we talk to people about what works for them in their relationships, and of course, sometimes what doesn't. Okay, so today we are talking to two best friends, and I've highlighted a best friend duo before. But this is one of my most favorite best friend duos who make each other better and lift each other up in probably the most amazing way. Part of it is that we can't ever stop laughing, at least when I've been with them. And I know when they are together, I can't even imagine they can get anything done, but they do a ton. And I am talking about the magnificent, beautiful, hilarious Jennifer Garner and Adir Abergel, who have the friendship that everyone wishes they had with their stylist, hairstylist, I should say. And by the way, he happens to be one of the best hairstylists in the world, totally unbiased. Okay, so Jennifer, of course, we know is one of Hollywood's most charming, brilliant, hilarious, talented actresses, and endearing audiences around the world with her performances in what I feel like is a million films, like 13 Going on 30, Juno, and Yes Day, which I think I've watched 20 times with my children. One of her absolute best friends, Adir Abergel, was named Hairstylist of the Year, an award which Jen presented at the 2019 InStyle Awards, which I was so happy to watch. And his clientele, besides Jen, includes the likes of, casual, Charlize Theron, Reese Witherspoon, Anne Hathaway, and Kristen Stewart. He also happens to be the creative director of Virtue Labs Hair Care, which I love. Both Jennifer and Adir share the ability to literally light up a room wherever they enter it, so it's no wonder that their friendship is as bright and magical and funny as it is. Welcome, you guys, to Works for Us. I am so excited to have you on.
Rachel, as soon as I saw that you were doing this podcast, full disclosure, I loathe doing podcasts.
By the way, I had really never I had done, I think, one episode of somebody's podcast prior to this one.
But as soon as I saw you were doing this, I was like, let me at her. Let me at that girly. I want in there. And to have to do it with you guys together, it just takes me back like 20 years, guys. Yeah. 20 years.
20 years. But do you know what's weird, you guys? I have to say, okay, so for our listeners, here's the thing. You guys don't know, but we have known each other, as Jen said, for over 20 years, because we met when we were like 10, 11, because that's when we all figured out our craft, obviously. And, I have to say, you guys can't see what I see, but I'm on Zoom, and I have to say that Jen and Adir look exactly like they did the day I met them. I swear to God, Jen had like bang. You look exactly the same. That's what's.
Allow me to show you some pictures, and then you'll remember that. No, I don't look the same.
Stop
but
it.
I'll take it, Rach.
Okay.
Rachel, can we talk about how I know you?
Sure. Yes.
And how we know each other.
Yeah.
I don't really know how it all happened. I assume Nicole King had everything to do with it, like she did with Adir.
Yes.
So all right. So I'm just going to back up for a second. Nicole King, my bestie and manager, 21 years together.
Yep.
She was my publicist assistant when I was first starting out. I think I had Pearl Harbor coming out, and I could afford 3 months of publicity. And so my publicist, Marisa Liston, amazing, had these awesome girls who worked with her, Meredith O'Sullivan and Nicole King.
Yep.
And Nicole, eventually Marisa left to do some big fancy job. Nicole took over just as I was auditioning for Alias and getting it. And she was this peanut. She was like 20 something. And then Meredith and Holly Shakur, then they became, anyway. Through all of this, I still work with Nicole and Meredith.
Yes.
And of course, Nicole was really invested in giving other people a chance as well, because she had, she was like such a little, she's just such a love bug.
Yep.
And and is a total force. And so, like really early on, Rachel, I think I was your first acting client as a stylist. We worked together for 15 years.
Wow.
It really... it was the most nervous I ever was in my whole life. I had been styling like Backstreet Boys and Britney Spears and all these people in New York. And it was an amazing time. And I basically said, I'm moving to LA. I need to change. I need more fashion. I need more glamour. I want to work with women. I want to like sort of have kind of LA be taken a little bit more seriously in the fashion world. And I had this coffee at Coffee Bean with Nicole King. And I showed her my portfolio, my styling portfolio, with a big zipper bound
which
thing.
we all were carrying around. By the way, nothing was on a computer.
No, and she looked at it and she was like, "Okay, great. Well, I'm so happy to meet you. If anything should, happen or open or whatever, whatever." And I swear to God, it was maybe a week later. And she was like, okay, so my client, Jennifer Garner, was nominated for Alias, and I know it's not that much time, and she's on a trailer you were so like shooting those crazy hours. And I literally was like, I don't care where she is. Just tell me where she is. I'll find her. I'll go to her. Just tell me where, when, and how.
Rachel, wasn't my lunch at midnight? Didn't you show up? And I had lunch break at midnight, and you had
it was like 10 minutes.
Trailer full of like incredible gowns like I had never seen. I mean, first of all, the irony that you came to LA to work with glamour is so hilarious. That you ended up with me. That's like the first irony. But
that is not ironic at all. Give yourself more credit, woman.
Well,
I have to say the magic that was created during that period of time and during that friendship was so beautiful. I mean, I have so many memories engraved in my mind of the beautiful moments that were created together. I mean, the red Valentino dress, these incredible moments. And I think, I mean, it's funny that you say that, Jen, but really ultimately you gave so much opportunity to us to kind of be able to dream and create and do this together. And I think that's the beauty. When you trust people and you bring people into your life, that's the magic that you always have done. Is that you trust and you let go. And so, I mean, this is nostalgia. This is amazing. Rachel knows I have created some of my favorite moments in the world together, Rachel.
Inspired by Rachel. But I remember you guys, both of you, and Paul Starr, we can't go a step further without
PaulStarRmakeup.com. Yes.
Paul Starr celebrity makeup.
You guys, I still have him in my phone and I pass it once a day.
I do too.
I can't ever delete it.
I do too, you guys.
What he did to those cheekbones, Jen?
I know. I mean, I've worked with so many incredible makeup artists since then. But oh my gosh, there was Paul just
yes.
Well, he just knew there was some magic that happened with the both of you guys as well, and he was magic. He was magic. Paul was a makeup artist who we all worked with for many years, and Jen, you can talk a little bit about him. Just so we
Oh my gosh, Paul loved being a makeup artist. We always back then we called him like. If Instagram had existed,
can you imagine?
Oh my gosh.
Can you imagine?
We would be hearing all about it.
He would say, "Oh my gosh, I went into Mac and it's just exhausting. I couldn't get anything done. Everyone wants a picture with me. Everyone wants to talk to me. I wore a hat, but he loved that he let us make fun of him.
Yeah.
But you guys all together." Along with Nicole, you all would send inspiration back and forth.
Jen, you have no idea what was going on.
I mean, I really didn't. That's the beauty of it.
And that's why we love you.
Nicole always had like the through line, and I always had the little tiny guardrail that it's very easy for me to feel like I'm in a costume. So if it goes, I mean, Rachel will tell you, like, I can't be one shoulder and asymmetrical. It's just that's not gonna happen.
And if it is, there needs to be a tuck behind the ear, you guys.
But it's so true, you guys. And I think, I want to give a little bit of background to the listeners, because I think some of the things that I get asked the most over my career is sort of like, what is that relationship? What is that? What is that like? And is it intense? Is it stressful? And I'm always like, it all comes down to the client and the team, because, and I've said, I mean, at least 1,000 times over the years that Jen was my first. She was my last. I'll get more into that later. But the magic of walking into Jen's world is that it's going to be this collaborative, fun, biscuits on the table when you walk in, and countless things that she made at like 5 a.m. before we got there. But that there was nothing but funny jokes said all the time. Okay. Which is your favorite? Okay. Jen, have you looked in the mirror yet? Not yet. Okay. She's like, just tell me. Okay, let's just get to it. Just tell me which one do you guys want me to wear?
Yeah.
Is it painfully uncomfortable? How long do I have to be in it? Is it beaded? Because if it's beaded, like literally, and I just would walk out of there beaming. Like, this is what makes me love what I do.
And if we know Rachel Zoe loves the bead. She loves a little extra. She loves more earring. So you know what? At that point, you just give up and you just let you do your thing.
Oh my gosh, Rachel, I have never been more uncomfortable in my life than every time I would have an award show. The next day, a pair of slippers would show up, a robe, because I would just be like, my feet have been lacerated.
Bleeding. She'd be barefoot.
I would be. Rachel had something made for me that was like, it was a body Spanx, but it was
Susie the tailor.
Susie. My mom still talks about Susie from doing like an InStyle magazine cover with my mom, and she's still like, remember Susie? I love her. And whatever it was so tight. It was like Versace tight. Yeah. But back then I realized, thank God we did every single one of those, because it changes. You have 3 babies, you get older. Like, I'm so glad for every single little dress you put me in. Remember that ombre, that white to the purple,
to the lilac.
Do you remember the Gucci
it was
sequin?
I
think Ben was nominated. The Gucci sequin.
The Gucci sequin.
The white one.
I own that.
Where you
That's
did
in
70s
my
sexy.
archives.
70s.
Like, and Adir, you did just a simple wave.
70s
I think that's like that along with that Oscar look with the one, I let you do one shoulder.
Yeah. When you said, I can't. And I said, okay, let's try it. And Jen, that was like the beginning of our romance. Like, honestly. And I do remember the The one biggest change over from when I met you was that we started off with kind of like thinking subtle jewelry. And then it turned into by like 2007, 8, you want to see jewels first. And we actually started to build the dress around the jewels, which
Hilarious.
was so awesome.
What's the funniest thing about all of it is that Jen doesn't have her ears pierced until when,
I know.
Jen? Until when?
I got my ears pierced November 6th, 2020.
I was like, Jeff, was that a quarantine thing?
Yeah.
Did you do it with Violet or something?
I did it with Sarah. I could not look at myself on Zoom anymore. And I was like, Adir, cut bangs, getting earrings. I need something different.
It's so good. It's so good.
Rachel, I love them. I love them. I am the first, as I'm looking at myself, I'm like, it's just, I couldn't love them more.
Guess what you're getting for your birthday this year? So I recently ordered these absolutely gorgeous dining room chairs from Article. And when I put them next to my formal dining room table in my home, they weren't exactly the right fit. But I was completely obsessed with them. Then I realized they were actually perfect for my conference table in my new office, and I could not be happier with how incredibly chic they look. Now my office conference room has this effortless but glamorous feel, which of course is always my go-to aesthetic. No matter what room or space you're looking to decorate, Article is the absolute easiest way to make your space look beautiful. Article combines the curation of a boutique furniture store with the comfort and simplicity of shopping online. And Article's team of designers focuses on beautifully crafted pieces, quality materials, and incredibly durable construction. Truly, the chairs I ordered are so well crafted, I know they'll stay in good condition for such a long time. And Article pieces are inspired by a variety of modern design aesthetics like mid-century, Scandinavian, industrial, and bohemian. So no matter what kind of decorating style you gravitate towards, Article has you covered. Plus, Article has such fair prices. Article's able to keep their prices low by cutting out the middleman and selling directly to you. Plus, their shipping is fast and affordable throughout the USA and Canada, and it's free for orders over $999. Article is offering our listeners $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more. Go to article.com/Zoe and the discount will be automatically applied at checkout. That's article.com/Zoe to get $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more. Wait, that's so much fun. Oh my God, you guys.
Did they get infected the first time you did them though?
Remember, I did them when Sarah was born. My sister came out. She was turning 40 and she said, you know what? I'm 40. What's dad going to say? I'm going to get my ears pierced. And I said, I'll do it with you. So we did it. And then we had an in-style photo shoot. Remember, Rach, when Sarah was 5 weeks old? Do you remember that?
Of course I do.
It was HE double hockey sticks. I was so heavy. I was so big that they had to cut the clothes and then just like put strings through them. Oh. And I hadn't slept. I'd had one of those not sleeping nights.
She looked
gorgeous.
And I had
brand new... you
this.
made me look great. But I had these brand new ears pierced, and I said, just put earrings in, it's fine. And they got infected.
Of course.
And the doctor said, you can either go on an antibiotic and pump and dump for the next 10 days.
Wow.
And I was like, goodbye.
No.
Goodbye. No. And I thought, I'll never do it again. And then I just did it.
Ms. Garner does not do that.
I'm so proud
Throw
of
them
you.
in the garbage.
I cannot wait to send you earrings. This is like nobody understands. Nobody understands how many diamond earrings had to have Postmates clips at like 6 a.m. on Oscar morning. Just saying. But it was okay. That was the fun of it. But I think the thing is that what's super important to me is how many years we work together, how many years we've all known each other. But Adir and Jen, I think it's important to sort of like talk about the relationship between, a hairstylist or a stylist and their client, because I think, look, I was a psych major in college and people were like, but you went into fashion. I was like, yes, but there's probably nothing I use more than what I learned in psychology, because so much, I think, of what we all do, honestly, on all sides, is sort of constantly getting into the mind of one another and yourself and what you want to put out there on that given day. And you could be having like, you know, I tell people all the time, celebrities are in fact real people that have really hard days, really great days. And those days where you're like, I feel fat, I feel bloated, I feel da-da-da, or like, you know, or you're sick and you still have to show up, right? But I think from what I have lived and what I have seen, there's a lean on each other and a safe place with each other where you can like, in the chaos of it all, you close that door. And when you have your inner, like you guys do, you can just let it out, like whatever it is. And I think it's important for people to understand kind of like, because there's best friends in all parts of our life. And there's best friends that meet in all different kinds of circumstances. And I think some people look at our industry as like, oh, they're all crazy, or oh, they're all superficial, but ultimately, like, I've met my favorite people in my life through this industry, you know? And and I just think that your relationship is one that's so unique and so special and so long lasting, you know? So like, what was the first thing you guys did? How'd you meet? Was it through Nicole, obviously?
I mean, yes, Nikki Bug Bite. So Jen spoke about Nikki. Nikki was an assistant. She doesn't like to remember those moments. And we make fun also with Meredith O'Sullivan as well.
Who I love
that Meredith
so
was,
much.
who I saw yesterday,
Love
Jen.
my Meredith.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, the best. She looks
the
amazing.
Greatest person ever. She's
you know,
so gorgeous.
it's so incredible to have, you know, I'm one lucky man in this planet to have such incredible, amazing women around me who have created such beautiful careers and allowed so many people to come up with them and support them. And Jen has been one of those people. Meredith, Nikki, you, Rach, you know, you basically raised two amazing girls that now are her stylists, you know, who work with Jen. And so it's amazing. It's amazing to be surrounded by women that I respect so much. And I remember when I got the phone call, you know, I had been doing, just like you, a lot of music video back in the day. So I used to do all of Missy Elliott videos, and I worked with Arthur Johns. I started doing hair when I was 15 years old. And I worked for this guy named Arthur Johns, who was really big hairstylist in LA. And at the time, I didn't know what celebrity meant. I didn't know anything. I was a kid that was born in Israel, you know, moved here at 7 years old, didn't have the easiest of childhoods. And by 15, kind of found myself on my own, trying to build my own career. And I kind of came in touch with this guy named Arthur Johns, who gave me a chance. And subsequently, I worked with him, and his clients were Tina Turner and Shaka Khan and Olivia Newton-John and Julie Christie and Diane Carroll and Betsy Bloomingdale and Nancy Reagan. And all of those women really raised me until I was like 21 years old. And then at 21, I left Arthur and I started working a little bit in the music video world. And I remember a wonderful friend named Sharon Robertson, who used to run a big music studio, giving me Jewel as the first client. And then I worked with Britney Spears and then Madonna. And that was kind of the world. And so then the music video world kind of ended completely, right? Yep. There was so much money infused in that world, and then it died. It
was mental.
And so I was like, okay, well, now I need another agent. And I got an agent, and that agent knew Nicole King. And they said, you have a job with this girl named Jennifer Garner. And I was so excited. I remember showing up to the job. I was super nervous. I didn't really know much of what you did, Jen, but I remember feeling like this big, like, age difference, because you had already gotten like Alias, you had done all these movies, and I was just coming into the world.
Best show of all time.
And what's so funny now, Jen, is that we're actually not, our age gap isn't that different, but when we were younger, it felt so much bigger, right?
It did. It did with everyone. It's so lovely to have that even out, because I go to you as like this source of wisdom in my life, and to think that at one point that couldn't have happened, I wouldn't have seen it that way. I would have seen you as someone that I was taking care of. And that has absolutely, I don't know when or how that flipped, but there's so many people. Oddly, Nicole and Meredith are both, Nicole's 5 years younger than I am. never for a day has she not been in charge of me for
That's
21
true.
years.
That's true.
Never
She
once.
still is every time I talk to her, by the way.
Yeah, she absolutely is. Yeah, absolutely.
What genes are we getting, Jen? What? Everything. It's literally amazing. It's really amazing. There's a but there's a thread, Jen. There's a thread. You're the thread, though.
Yeah, and I just remember meeting you and being like, wow, this is such a lovely human being who just had this, I don't know, this light. You always had this light. And I think, don't make me cry.
Not everybody does, Adir.
No.
I
think the thing that's so special to me is that you fight for people in general. Like, I think about your consistency and commitment and loyalty to humans that you love and trust in your life. And that is such a rarity. And it's something that I so value in our relationship. Mom and dad and your sisters did something magic with you. And I'm so grateful for that because, that's what you look for friendship. When I come home or when I look at you or when I show up and I see you, it doesn't matter even if we haven't spoken in a month or 2 months. I look in your eyes and it's unspoken word. And it took a while. Friendships take a while to build. Trust takes a while. The one that lasts, right? And so, you think that friendships are like, oh, it's immediate. No, like I love Jen immediately, but the friendship took a while to really solidify and really grow into this thing where now it's like, oh no, your kids aren't my kids.
Yeah,
like I will literally do anything. Anyone looks at them wrong, believe me, I'm like ready to like go and fight. Like it's like, so now it's like, but it takes years to build into these beautiful friendships. And so that's how it started. And today it's one of my favorite human beings on the entire planet.
Oh my
I
gosh,
think that's what
Adir.
we say, Adir, every time we see each other about her. Okay, have you seen Jen? Have you talked to Jen? Isn't she your favorite human? My favorite, the most beautiful, magical, funny, kind human. Jen, but we say this when you're nowhere near us.
I mean, not when you're tucking your hair behind your ears. That's when we fight. So I will blow dry her hair, get her all ready, make it look virtue gorgeous, okay? Ready to go. And I look at a carpet photo and there is a tuck.
I know, behind these big old ears. What else are they there for?
You know what?
Hey guys, they have earrings on them now.
Yes.
They have earrings.
Yes, they do. I mean,
Let's
the amount
decorate
of times Adir has moved my hair in front of my ears, gotten it exactly ready as I'm walking on to, he'll be standing off stage with me at a talk show. And as I walk on, I don't even realize I'm just nervous and I go, tuck. And then I sit down and you always see me. Like, yes, Adir has a new thing he does.
Yes.
Rachel. He takes
Why don't
a little
you
bit
tell
of
them?
This is so ridiculous.
Yeah.
If you, like me, have to tuck in order to perform or live your life, then take a little strand of hair next to your ears, just
put it in front,
and you put it behind, and Adir he really puts it.
You tug it behind the ear, but then you bring the rest forward.
Yes.
Yes.
So it does almost like there's a bobby pin pulling it there. It gives the illusion that there's something
it gives a feel. It gives a
feeling.
It's
the feeling, Rachel.
It's the feel.
He's like, oh,
Rachel.
does he feel that? Oh, that's so tucked. Oh, is that ever tucked? And then he goes forward, and then I feel calmer. Yes. I have the tuck
and
feel.
So do I. And so do I.
And so does everyone. Everyone could feel better.
Oh my God, I love it.
I don't think it will shock anyone to hear that I'm a very detail-oriented person. Small details in clothing and design can really elevate pretty much any item. Basically, I'm trying to say that quality and details really matter to me, which is why I'm so careful about what I purchase for my home. And that's especially true of bed sheets. I want and need my bedroom to feel like a retreat, kind of like a dream. And high quality sheets like the ones I just got from Boll & Branch really make me feel like my bed is 5-star hotel quality. Boll and Branch's signature sheets are expertly crafted and are so super soft. And I'm not kidding about this. After washing them, they feel even softer. They have this lovely lightweight sateen weave that's great for any season. I've mentioned before that Roger sleeps a tad hot, so we're both appreciating that Boll and Branch sheets are especially airy and breathable. Truly, if you're looking for the most luxurious sheets, Boll and Branch sheets are it. I love falling asleep in them. I love waking up in them. I love the way they look on my bed. I really just love them and everything about them. And because our podcast is all about relationships, I also want to mention that Boll and Branch was co-founded by Scott and Missy Tannen, a husband and wife team who realized that no sheets on the market met their standards for quality, so they set out to create their very own. I love to know that Boll and Branch started with a love story, and I'm also so happy that they created sheets that finally meet my standards as well. To experience an entirely new standard of comfort, visit bollandbranch.com. Get 15% off your first set of sheets with promo code ZOE. That's BOLL and branch.com. Promo code ZOE. Wait, you guys, is this a rumor? Is this true that maybe it was over quarantine? I don't know. But that Adir, actually, you needed to style your hair. And did he give you like a over Zoom tutorial, Jen, about this? Or was this like a thing? Am I making this up?
Yeah. Oh, no.
Jennifer, in Jennifer fashion, I got a phone call 12 minutes before going on Jimmy Fallon. 12 minutes. Now, wet hair, you guys. 12 minutes. And I'm thinking, okay, how are we going to dry this beautiful set of hair?
So up? Did you go up?
No, we ended up doing it down, and we learned how to use the diffuser for the first
time. That quickly?
Time.
Yeah.
That quickly?
It was truly.
Why did you have a diffuser, Jen?
Rachel, I didn't know what a diffuser was.
She did not know.
He said an attachment on something you had and you didn't know.
He said it's going to be under your sink. Let's go. He got really calm. Actually, Adir, you were very calm in that. It was an emergency.
Yeah.
It was right. It was right at the beginning before we were doing a bunch of talk shows. It was super early. Jimmy was at home.
She just forgot to do her hair.
Sorry. It was, we were talking about Save Stories. It was his second show at home ever.
I loved Save
just
Stories.
Coming back.
Got it. And so this was back in like April, May.
Yes. And so he was so sweet. He had read for Save Stories. I know, Rachel, you're involved with Save the Children.
That was so fun.
And I was so busy just making it happen that the thought that I had to do a talk show did not exist until it was like, oh no, but you have to write now. Yes. And so Adir was like, we're going to get super calm. We're going to get super small. You're going to find a diffuser. And he talked me through. And that was the first time I'd ever used a hair product beyond shampoo and conditioner by myself.
Yes.
At the age of 48, it was Virtue 6-in-1. Now I'm on my third thing of it because now I love it.
By the way, that is the best product. I've gone through. I'm on my second tube of that, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah. First hair product ever. And he taught me how to just towel dry my hair.
Yes.
Use some paper towels.
Yes.
Virtue 6-in-1, diffuse. And I had texture.
Yep.
It was very exciting.
And she didn't know that she had wave in her hair.
I did not know.
Let me tell you, that combination saved our lives. People got to see beautiful hair on Jimmy Fallon during quarantine.
But Adir, pretending you're not the hairstylist.
Yes.
Isn't it one of the reasons you love her most? Because for me, that's actually one of the reasons I love her most, because all of this stuff is like the most distant, like 10th, 100th to what she actually is doing.
I think there's a lot of things that I love.
Oh my gosh.
One of it.
Yes. One of the things is that it definitely, I definitely get for
Versace
Clem.
into overalls.
Yes.
You guys are funny. I definitely, Rachel, every time I see your post, I'm always like, I don't see it. Put me in a caftan, maybe never. Let's never do that.
I will always be in a caftan.
Yes.
Yeah, Adir's a huge advocate for the caftan. You
me
know
and
that,
Rachel, I basically would have all of your collection if I had the ability to. And I would
just,
wear all of them.
You got to come over and hang out. I just went up there to pack and I was like, oh, I forgot how
I don't
much
think
I
I'm
love
fitting
clothes.
into your collection. but yes, but I would love to. It would be my dream.
Well, coming soon. Come September.
Yes, coming soon. Coming soon.
Come and hang out. So
Yes.
you guys, we've obviously had the most challenging year. It's been the weirdest, most surreal year. And all three of us clearly, I think we have our health. We were safe. I think knowing what had gone on in the world and still going on very much in the world. How did you guys do in terms of, did you realize that you're extroverts, introverts? Were there parts that you liked about not having pressure to do things and go out and just could be at home with your families, your partners? Like, that's sort of the thing. Like, how did you connect with each other? How did you stay connected to people close to you? Because that's something that people, I know for me, I know how I was in this time. And I think for me, it was as horrible of a year on so many levels as it was. For me, having the quiet was actually really nice, and not having the pull and not having to leave my kids, but being able to work really hard, but still be with my kids was for me really a silver lining. But how is it for you guys in terms of, like, I guess personal, social, like your friends, each other? How did you sort of stay connected?
Well, I think for me, the first moment when this really started to happen, I mean, Jen knows I'm married to a Harvard scientist. We, immediately, when this was happening, he was working deeply in his labs around this conversation. He got deeply into it. So I immediately went into the mode of how can I be of service in what I'm good at, right? Sure. And I ended up, this is where social media was such an incredible part of this time for me, because I could actually connect, give love, be a part of it. Jen and I, ended up, doing some things around that. Jen went into overdrive, really thinking of ways to help all of these incredible kids that she has always helped, fighting for kids and save the children and working with Mark Stride. It was incredible to see everyone utilizing what they were good at and using their megaphone, whatever your megaphone is, right? Agreed. Even if you have 2,000 followers, how do you then utilize it and actually do good? And for me, that's what it was. And then obviously seeing Jen, we would FaceTime. I would go and do drive-by birthdays during that time and go and celebrate the people. I, taught her how to cut the kids' hair and Mo's hair. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And she did amazing. My
whole family had hair down to their butts.
Wow.
Because I will not take a scissor anywhere.
No, I did. I would only, it was clip by clip. It was a full evening of FaceTime, but it worked. Mo's haircut was really good.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
You do a guide, Rachel.
Yes.
I'm very impressed, because I do not trust myself with a scissor, you guys.
No, you would trust. If I walked you through it, I think you could do it.
You would.
Maybe.
You know what felt really great about it was realizing that we aren't just friends when I'm in your chair. Realizing that I did need more. That I did need more. And I think, just backing up a second, I've just been thinking about this, is that when you realize that you've gone from the friendship that is so deep and lovely that you have with so many people to something that is just going to be around forever, is when you realize that it's equal. It is about both of you, because I think for so many people who are sitting in the chair, you are taking in some, you're giving out a lot of, what do you think? It's all kind of about you, but it's when you finally break through, and I think that Adir, in your world, you're almost conditioned to only give so much of your own personal stuff, because you're there to absorb and to get people ready, and you're there to make people feel a certain way and take their energy and move them and to give service. So it's not. True. So it took a long time for you to be all the way vulnerable and open with me.
Absolutely. So beautifully said.
That's such a good observation, Jen, and such an incredible point, because I think for our listeners, I think it's one of those things where very often, no matter how close you are with a client that is your client, but then as Jen said, can ultimately become your actual friend as opposed to your I'm in the chair friend or I'm in a fitting friend, where there's a different guard that as your hair, makeup, stylist, tailor, whatever it is, you go in with I know for me, I always go into a room, I am providing a service. I may love you so deeply, but no matter what, this is about you, like, right? And you are first and foremost. And I think, it's interesting. I think that's such an incredible point, because I do think it isn't until you can kind of walk outside that moment for, like you said, Adir, where he's like, where it can be about him when he comes over to hang out with you, and he could be okay about that, which he probably is only okay about that for 10 minutes. Right, Adir?
No,
I know. I'm just
it has to be. It's
but
vital.
you know, the beauty.
I agree.
The beauty is, I think you hit on something actually really beautiful and deep, because we all come with our own stories as well as human beings, and our own traumas and our own thing. And a lot of those traumas actually make us very good at our jobs, right? Because they help us in certain ways. And for you to let down these guards that have kind of made you in certain ways, and actually allow people in that then you can also showcase yourself, is really beautiful. And I think that that's what's happened. And also, all of us are super professional. We want to show up and do our job well first. And we understand that everyone is dependent on us, right? So when I'm there to listen, but ultimately I'm there to get you ready for your profession, right? And for you to do your job well. So I need to prep you for that. And then you're doing that for them, and it gets passed on. And I think that people forget this is a business also at the end of the day, where we're coming, there's high pressure, there's a lot to get finished. We have to finish on time. And so I don't know, it's so beautiful, the multifaceted of how relationships get built in this. And I don't know, I love it.
Okay. I've been in the fashion industry for 20 years. And with that comes a lot of assumptions about me. I think people often assume that I'm probably cold, that I'm highly judgmental of everyone's appearance. But for anyone who really knows me, they know that I'm a very nurturing, maternal person, and I actually really only make fun of myself pretty much all the time. To celebrate Pride in a more meaningful way, Vizzy Hard Seltzer created a label-less can to reinforce the beauty of loving our unique personal identity and living way beyond pre-assumed labels. The limited edition pack was created in partnership with the Human Rights Campaign, which is just one more reason to try Vizzy, the super refreshing hard seltzer with antioxidant vitamin C. Vizzy celebrates inclusion and has donated $1 million to the Human Rights Campaign over 3 years to support their fight for LGBTQ plus equality. It's true that there are plenty of hard seltzers to choose from, but with its bold and delicious flavors, antioxidant vitamin C, and commitment to equality, Vizzy makes the choice a little easier and a lot more delicious. Vizzy flavors include pineapple mango, black cherry lime, strawberry kiwi, blueberry pomegranate, and raspberry tangerine. They even have a lemonade hard seltzer in 4 delicious flavors like watermelon, peach, raspberry, and strawberry. And they all feature antioxidant vitamin C from the acerola cherry, which is a superfruit, of course. There are so many flavors that I develop a new Vizzy favorite all the time, but my current obsession by far is the watermelon strawberry, which is absolutely perfect for summer. To find out where you can purchase Vizzy's limited edition Pride packaging or any of their other refreshing flavors, go to VizzyHardSeltzer.com/Zoe. That's VizzyHardSeltzer.com/Zoe. ZOE. To get updates on our latest flavor drops and more, sign up for our emails at VizzyHardSeltzer.com/subscribe. That's VizzyHardSeltzer.com/subscribe. You must be 21 and over to enjoy Vizzy. Cheers and happy Pride.
It's so cool too that Rach, you've been on both sides of it. You know, you started on one side, you really kind of pivoted away. And that's one thing that I think that all of us, when I think about this last year, Adir was just a fountain of creativity. There was so much going on. My businesses were all just trying, my business, one being Virtue,
you have a lot of
and one being Once Upon a Farm.
Yeah.
And then Save the
And then,
Children, which is
your
not
side
a
hustle
business.
as like
but,
a brilliant actor. Okay, let's
I mean, that stuff, that took the time that it took, but Save the Children was making a big shift into feeding kids and to making, you know, that was a big thing. Once Upon a Farm, suddenly that was a whole different ball of wax. Supply chain, all that stuff. Virtue was all just made a big shift in the middle of it. And like, how do we make sure that we are reaching the people we need to? And I think you did the same, Rachel. So in a way, it got really quiet because I had traveled every week for the year before. But in a way, it was so intense and creative.
So intense.
Yes.
And so like...
And productive. And intense. And like, yes, that's what was bizarre. It's like I was not... so busy, so intense, so productive, but able to like, Roger and I kept saying, you're able to like head down because you're not like, I think travel is something that really, while productive, it really does take you a lot of times. The mental and physical of travel takes you away a lot from what you actually are like focused on, right? Because you have to like come back, restart, right?
For sure. It's a big travel is a big deal. And we just took it so for granted. And now, you know, the little bit that I've done, it's all really been for Save since I've gone back because you can't do a site visit without being there.
Right. Of course.
But anyway.
Well, okay. When Jen presented the award to you, Adir, she said, wait, what was the quote? You make every woman feel like they're your best friend, but surprise, guys, I actually am.
I sent it to every single one of my girls. I was like, hey, here's an audio file for you to listen to.
Okay, you guys, but one thing I am going to say, well, first of all, I think, you know, one of the things, the common thread I really like to ask on our podcast is really, what is your magic sauce? And I really think that that's what it is, what you guys just spoke about. I think it's really about the balance in your relationship and rooting for each other, because I think that's the common thread in all of the relationships. We've had married couples, we've had best friends, siblings, and the common thread is the trust between with each other, but most importantly, that you're rooting for each other. Because I think the success to any relationship is that there's no jealousy, there's no this, there's none of that pettiness. You want the other one to win so badly. I think that's sort of the magic sauce in my opinion. I mean, would you guys agree with that in your friendship? That's really, or do you think like, what is your secret?
I think for me with Jen, it's always been the authenticity.
Yeah.
The honesty.
Yeah.
The kindness.
Yep.
The values,
Agreed.
Thinking about others.
Yep.
It's stuff that I really believe in my life, that I believe that we are here to give to one another. And I see it so clearly in this incredible friend of mine. And it just makes me feel at home. Right. And when I feel at home, I know that it's the right thing. Right? I don't feel anything other than myself. And so we've been through so much together. Jen, you know, when I started a brand called Undone years back,
I remember.
Immediately, Jen was like, I'm 100% in. I want to support you. I want to love you. And, you know, and for someone like me, it was so shocking that someone like that is willing to support me and love me. And it just is about really rooting for one another. And it's been the same for me. And when I came across this incredible brand called Virtue with an old friend of mine named Melissa Shaban, who is the CEO and founder of the company. And she called me up and she said, hey, I found this incredible technology that is changing hair, that is making hair healthier. The first person after I tried it that I sent it to was Jen. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, I want to bring in the people that I love into my life even deeper. And my relationships are that long. My relationships with you is that long.
Yep.
Rachel, my relationship with my agent is that long.
Yeah, it's true.
I really believe in bringing in the people that you love and all of us coming up together. I don't want to be the only successful person in my life. I want all of us to be successful together ultimately. And I think that that's the beauty of our friendship, that there is trust and that we really support one another and doing good, being attached to things that really have, a good outcome because we believe in it.
It is a different thing. Like, it's one thing to have a friendship, but to go through a business that doesn't ultimately work out and then say, are we going to do this together again? Absolutely. Yes. That Adir didn't say, well, it didn't work out with Jen. I think that's a little uncomfortable. That we redirected ourselves together again through the uncomfortable process of making deals, through the torture of getting everyone on board.
That's the worst part.
Yeah, and then making sure that whatever it is that we're doing is a shared vision of Adir's brand. This is Adir's world. I want to lift up what he is doing because all he wants is for everyone to feel their absolute very best at all times, however they feel good.
Thank you for that,
Yeah,
Jen.
of course. Well, that's just who you are. And
it helps that you have that head of hair, Jen.
Oh my gosh. It's all virtue all the time.
That gorgeous hair. All right, my beautiful people. So as we end this, there are 5 questions that I want to ask you guys. It's a little like the newlyweds, and you guys are basically newlyweds. So you answer for each other. There's no pressure. They're just silly. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Jen, if Adir were going to get arrested, what would he be arrested for?
Public nudity.
That is hilarious. Oh my God. Oh my God, I'm obsessed.
Oh my God. Okay, Adir, by the way, she's so right. Okay, Adir, what would Jen be arrested for?
Oh, definitely her hair tucking. Definitely. 1,000%. I'm arresting her.
Getting on an airplane.
There's a hair police somewhere, you guys. There is a hair police somewhere, and that's what's happening.
Okay, what would Jen's go to?
No. Actually, no. In all honesty, no.
Leaving an oven on?
No,
what?
protesting for kids around America and around the world, making sure that they get fed an early education.
And like stopping at nothing.
1,000%.
I agree.
Yes.
Okay. Who would be the most hungover after a wedding? You or Jen?
I mean, I don't think I would be. If I am, it's by accident.
I'm not really
we're not
either.
big drinkers.
Well, maybe we work from
fine.
dancing.
Okay.
You know what?
Okay.
If I can drink too much by accident, and then
Me too.
But that's
and then wake
such
up with a
miserable,
headache and be like, "What happened?"
I do not like to go beyond a little tipsy. So
Me neither.
Yeah.
Me neither. Yeah.
Same. Okay, same. Okay. Okay, Jen, what is Adir's most repeated sentence or phrase? Because I know he has a lot.
My favorite, humans. Hello, my loves. Love for
Love.
Yes, so much.
Just
Adir uses love more in an hour. I agree.
Yes.
But that's Adir in a nutshell. Like any commercial shoot that I go to, the first thing they do is say, "Did you bring Adir?" He is love in a person, and that there's no one. I mean, ask my kids who talk about Adir on a daily basis. They'll pass someone who's wearing sandalwood, since they were babies, and they'll say, "That smells like Adir. Is Adir here? Is Adir?" You know.
So amazing, Jen. Yesterday I went to go and see Jill Dempsey, and I took the kids. It was their graduation, and the boys said to me, "Wow, you don't smell the same today." First thing they said to me, they were like, "You don't smell the same." I was like,
"Yeah, don't forget it."
So crazy.
Yeah,
they're like
it's part of your brand,
right? Yeah, you guys.
Yeah,
you gotta bottle that, Adir.
I'm a sandalwood guy. I'm a sandalwood.
Santal. What is it?
Santal 33.
Santal 33.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, it's a lava. I have lava burning all around my house right now.
Yes.
I love it so much. Okay. All right, last one. Adir, what would Jen's go-to karaoke song be?
Oh, I have a lot. Songs that we actually sing together.
Yeah.
The one that I remember the most that literally is like, Baby, don't you cry.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna make a pie.
We're gonna make a pie with the heart in the middle.
I love that.
And then, yes, and then Conjunction Johnson, what's your function? And then, you got a friend.
Oh, that one makes me cry. I can't listen to that without crying, actually.
Oh, don't cry, Rachel.
That reminds me of my dad. I love that one.
Sing it for you, Rach.
Oh, you guys, I love you both so much. This is literally like just put me in all kinds of smiley best mood ever today.
Love it.
I love you guys so much and for so long. And Jen, I owe you forever. The girl who claims she doesn't know fashion or glamour is the woman that actually gave me a chance.
Yes.
And Nicole King, who hates when we talk about her, who's a brilliant manager and friend.
So many humans.
Oh my God. Just
it's all about N King. N King, Meredith O'Sullivan.
N King.
It's all about N King.
It's all about
It really comes down to.
It really is, weirdly enough.
It is.
How
but
they
she
connected us in this
it.
beautiful whatever. We're just going to give it to them. We're giving them the award. Meredith O'Sullivan, Nicole King.
Oh, Meredith O'Sullivan, I love you so much. But
she Watson now?
She's
Nicole King not
she's
King
Nicole King
anymore?
Salaka, but to me, she's N King forever. And Meredith O'Sullivan will always be Meredith O'Sullivan. Wasson.
Yes.
O'Sullivan.
Exactly.
Okay, you guys, I love you madly. I'm going to let you go, and I will close on this. I'm styling someone for the Cannes Film Festival. There, I said it.
I know.
Are you going to do it?
Well, we're figuring it out. We're trying to figure it out.
Who do you want to do her hair? I said, Adir, find out if he's there, please.
Oh my gosh, I am so excited. But Rach, nothing makes us happier than to know that you're getting back in the game.
Baby girl.
I don't think I'm getting back in. I think it's just a tiptoe, and it's because it's something. It's
helping build. Yeah,
it's more just like I've missed it enough over the, you know what I mean? Like I missed it enough. And this was just something, I was in the middle of a lot of things, and the agent I know, and he called me and was like, you have to come out for this.
You do have to do this.
I've been telling exciting. Rachel for
She's
a very
sweetheart.
long time. And
Adir created a song about
talent,
it.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
But you know what? If you need some hellacious, horrible shoes to put her in to make her hate her own life, then call me, because I probably still have a few pair kicking around in my archives.
No, Jen, better than that. I'm going to call you for the final approval on the look, okay?
Oh, good.
Jen, you used the word archive. Okay.
Yeah,
she did use the word archive.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go into your archives.
Mm-hmm. Yep. By the way, I have that Versace that they.
You better never let go of that, and I better see Violet or Sarah in that Versace one day.
Wow,
Jen, that was such a moment.
There's a moment. No. I have a dress that I never wore that they made for me. Was it Versace?
Oh,
with beads.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know.
It's a white box.
One. Is it?
You didn't wear it.
Does that sound good?
I think it's the white one, and you didn't wear it. But you wore the lilac, remember? Your feet were bleeding that night. That was when the slippers came.
Don't remember. Oh, my God. Okay. Well,
Oh
great. Well, this is where it ends. Bye, you guys.
This is where it ends. Love you guys. I'm wearing slipwear.
I love you.
God.
Of course you are. Let me see, babe. Are you wearing shorts, overalls? What's happening?
Slippers. No, I have on a skirt.
You do?
Wow.
Girl.
Yeah, big girl.
Yes.
Okay, I love you guys.
Bye, you guys. Peace out. I love you.
I love you. I love you. I love you.
Bye.
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 So that was clearly one of my most favorite episodes. And, you know, obviously because Roger wasn't a part of it. But no, just kidding. That was so much fun. I mean, listen, I think one of the things I get asked most often in my career is what's it like to sort of be on the inside with a client? What is that experience like with, you know, being a stylist, with the talent, with the glam squad? And like, is it just this like really intense, serious thing? And the reality of it is I think, you know, if you, after you listen to Adir and Jen, it's like when the relationship is right, that's where the magic happens. And I think now, most recently, because of social media, I think that gets to be shared and seen more often. And I think for me coming up in my career, I had a fair share of working with clients where it was intense and nobody spoke and nobody laughed and nobody said anything. And those were the clients that I ended up kind of like, parting from. And I think, Jen was my first client. She was, I believe, one of my last. And, she's a magical, talented person with the biggest heart in the entire world. And her entire mission is to help children. And, she is a relentless force behind Save the Children. She's an incredible mom. She's just what I define as a superwoman and a super mom. And Adir is one of those sort of magical rays of light that, brings sunshine to any room he walks into. And I've had the privilege of collaborating with him with multiple clients. But I would say our time with Jen Garner is like, the laughs were endless, and the love in the room was just, you couldn't even cut through it. It was like hugs all around, laughs all around. And I think that's the dream. And I think those are the moments that I like to sort of take away from my styling career and those magic kind of red carpet moments. If you liked what you've heard so far, please make sure you're subscribed on Apple Podcasts and give us a rating and review. And of course, keep listening. I want you to keep listening. I love you guys. And check us out on our Instagram on @works.for.us. If you want to share your own story or ask us a question, leave us a message at our new Works For Us hotline, 657-549-2251. And we just might share your story or answer your question on the show.
This is Dr. Laurie Santos from the Happiness Lab. Many people have questions about how to improve levels of happiness. Living a healthy lifestyle is one sure way of increasing happiness. And a good place to start is with your oral health. Just a few small changes to your oral care routine, such as changing your toothpaste to Colgate Total, can lead to beneficial changes in your oral health. Colgate Total helps stop oral health problems like gingivitis and cavities before they start, because preventing oral health problems is a lot easier than treating them. Be dentist ready and get Colgate Total at shop.colgate.com/total.
Odoo is business management made so simple, a kid could explain it.
Sometimes business software can't talk to other programs. But Odoo, funny word, has every program from CRM to HR to accounting in one platform. It should cost a lot, but it doesn't. So you should use Odoo because they save you money.
Odoo makes a lot of sense, but doesn't cost a lot of sense. Sign up now at odoo.com.
That's ODOO.com.
Good job.
Thanks.
This is it. We've got an Amex Platinum Pro on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. We haven't seen anyone relax like this before in the Centurion Lounge. Is he connecting to complimentary Wi-Fi? Oh, my! Look at that! He is! And you will not believe where he's going next. The Amex dedicated card member entrance for the win! Unbelievable!
When you get travel perks with Amex Platinum, you're part of the action. That's the powerful backing of American Express. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/withAmex.